Hi, my name is Jeremy Dulou, and I'm the CEO and founder of Bad Connect. And so at Bad Connect, we are making new lithium batteries, which are more sustainable and more affordable. Because as you may know, in the industry, we have been electrified for the past decades. And we are mainly with lead-acid batteries, and we have faced some problems with lead-acid batteries. These batteries need high demanding maintenance, and they have a low lifetime compared to lithium batteries. And so we have prepared some new lithium batteries with connectivity. And thanks to this connectivity, we are sending all information about the battery to make a lifetime nearly 4 times higher than lead-acid batteries. So we are expecting to have 20 years of lifetime. We are decreasing the cost of operation by sending every problem from the battery and also from the golf cart or the motor of the vehicle. And so thanks to the connectivity, we are putting our battery from a high demanding energy storage system to a low demanding storage system, for example, with PV. And after, we are sending our cells to recycling plants. And so today we are 11 people. We have we have nearly half of them who are engineers and some experts in batteries and modeling. And we also are starting our expansion plan in Europe. So now we are starting with Spain and Italy for golf carts and airport vehicles. And so this is what we can do. We can do some prototyping with different kind of batteries. We are making modeling and optimization. And after we can make some small series. So for example, for golf carts, we have done about 300 batteries. And for airport vehicles, we will do about 100 next year. And so this is what we are doing now. So this year we will have about 1 million turnover, mainly based on our golf cart markets, and we will have more and more airports, robotic and photovoltaic in the future. And so we plan to be nearly at 18 million euros in 2027. And now we are making a seed fundraise. So we nearly secured 1 million euros with some industries. And we also are making a crowdfunding session with Visitez. And so this is what we will do with this money. So mainly make a pilot assembly line in Toulouse for our batteries, sending more and more batteries in Europe and in the US, and developing our new batteries with more power electronics and more algorithm. Thank you.
Merci. Thank you, Bad Connect. Là, ça va être Kiné. Thank you, Bad Connect. We are going to welcome on stage Kineis. Je vous cherchais de vue, je me disais, mince.
J'avais prévu de le faire en français, mais bon. Let's start. So welcome to everybody. Welcome on our new constellation, Kineis. So who we are, Kineis? We are a provider of connectivity, so an operator of connectivity for IoT, Internet of Things. So Internet of Things, what does this mean? It's just some few messages per day to communicate in between each object and its users for a small size of message. What we know and what we announce worldwide is that we have 35 billion of such objects, which is foreseen by the year 2030. At the meantime, today, we have only 15% of the global planet who is covered by IoT terrestrial network. And this is exactly what we are solving today, what we are proposing. We are extending to 100% this coverage. So, as I mentioned, we are a connectivity operator for IoT, and we already have 9 satellites within 20K of terminals. And we are launching by 2024 25 new satellites with the ambition to multiply by 100 the number of connections, to divide by 5 the price of the device. So you can have device such as this one, or another one, this one. Another point is low consumption of electricity per device. And we are foreseen something like divided by 3 the consumption of electricity. We introduce as well a two-way communication in order to control each object over the planet. And finally, we offering some near real-time communication in between the object and the users. We are launching a 25 nano-satellites constellation. Nano-satellites means 30 kilograms, but as I mentioned, built as big satellite, meaning that we put into our system an automatic system to position the satellite, to reposition the satellite on a daily base in order to optimize our system. Second, we put some propulsion in order to put exactly on the right place in the orbit each satellite, and of course to optimize the system. Now, after the 8 years of duration, we are deorbiting this satellite thanks to the propulsion. And this is one of the main reasons of the propulsion is also to avoid any problem of débris spatiaux. Thank you. And well, the kind of pollution, the air pollution. Yeah. We have the mean, our ambition, since we already leverage 100 million euros, meaning that we are very secure to continue our project and to launch by, let's say, first half of 2024, as I mentioned, 25 satellites within 5 launches from New Zealand. So, constellation for a while. A lot of application. Of course, to monitor the environment, which was our first, let's say, business. Second, to supervise any operation for industrial activities, and as well to track any assets, any object, any persons around the planet in order to secure. So 2 examples of environment. The fire detection or the flood detection within some device, again, the same type of that one. 2 other industrial need is to monitor the offshore operation or infrastructure, so looking at the security for instance. And again, this is a kind of size of this one, which is a terminal. And now let's go through, let's say, 4 last example of what we have in our art. I mean, is to protect people, to protect the wild animals over the planet, to protect our industries as well. And here we are. So today we are following 8,000 of wild animals over the planet. I have this one is for the bird. So it's an example. It's not a recent one, but it's up and running for years. Other example, of course, to supervise and to track any merchandise all over the planet. Then people, so in extreme environment, so it's within the, let's say, mission of secure with such a device. Ultimate one that I put as an example for the fish. So you know possibly that 50% of the fish business today is for the small artisanal fisher crews within maybe 10 people on board, extremely dangerous very often. And thanks to this device, which is absolutely up and running today, we are tracking the boat, we are tracking and securing any crew, I would say. And as on the top on that, government is looking for the what is licit and what is illicit. Here we are. So in Kineis, we are providing connectivity for Internet of Things for, let's say, human being and environment and industry. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Kines. So now we are going to welcome on stage Share My Space with a great support, I can see.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Benjamin Etat. I'm the commercial director of Share My Space. I'm actually really happy that constellations like Kineis are coming alive, and also that they mentioned taking care about space debris. So it was a perfect introduction and transition for my speech today. We are a space surveillance company, 25 persons, based in Paris, a little bit in Toulouse now, and also we just opened an office in the US, in Texas. So I start this presentation with this picture, which I really like because it shows that the space surveillance is a field that has been transferred from astronomy, scientific environments to the industry, as the traffic has been increasingly and sharply increasing really recently. And why do we have a problem in orbit at the moment? Is because there are lots of objects which are considered as dangerous in space. So to give you an order of magnitude, more than 1 centimeter as an object in orbit, so satellites, debris, piece of rocket body, is dangerous, and there are 1 million of them. 1 million, so that's a lot. And the thing is, the world can only track 3% of them. I repeat that, 3% of this 1 million piece of dangerous objects are tracked, meaning that we can't do nothing with the other 97%. On top of that, if you had some specific behavior which are completely new. On this picture, you can see on the left side, Russian satellite closing in French satellites in a picture from one of our telescopes observation station. There was a new version of this satellite released a few weeks ago, and you can see on the right, these new Russian satellite crossing US military satellites. So we can wonder what they are doing. And this is where we're coming. So you need sensors and robust information system. With sensor, so I'm presenting you a multi-telescope observation station. It's a patented technology. I didn't expect the sound, so that's pretty good. Let's go for the atmosphere. So these are rotating telescopes that are meant to do what we call survey, meaning detecting everything that comes across the sensor. It's important because it's mandatory to scale the way to detect space objects. And that's very, very difficult to do, very, very expensive to do. And with an optical system, we can not only cut down the prices, but also see the smallest objects, which are also the most numerous, so below 10 centimeters. And this will be a worldwide exclusivity. So we already have one sensor operational that you can see on the right. And we are deploying a network across the world. So with this sensor, we provide information. So we have data products for the tracking, also the detection of maneuvers. We can also analyze the spin of the objects in case of malfunction, for instance. You have a nice example of a release after the separation with a rocket of 2 satellites. And the market for it are mostly satellite operator, launch provider also, who are trying to optimize the launch window. And obviously the government with civilian application through the space agency, usually, or the military institution. And so on top of this data, we provide services. So you have example here on collision avoidance. So basically, we're talking about automating navigation in space and making the right decision of avoidance with the less human possible in the loop. So with this data and services, we're actually already commercial. We have 14 paying customers from governments and also private operators. I mentioned some of them. Maybe I should mention our biggest contract so far, which has been with the French Space Agency, because we are laureate from France Investment Plan 2030. So the French Space Agency is expecting us to deploy our network and provide lots of data to the government. We have some military customer as well that we don't mention here. At the total in Europe, we are considered a strategic partner. So we have a lot of support from the European Commission and from the governments. And we try to contribute also in building the industry for the new space ecosystem rising up. So I was assuming that the audience today would be investor audience. I don't know if I'm right, but let me just share you one opportunity because we are closing a Series A. We did 1.1 million fundraising 2 years ago. In between, we went from like a couple of employees to 25. We've developed in the US, as I mentioned. And also we have secured more than 12 million in contracts and in grants. But we're only looking for 6 because the European Commission is already investing with us. They have already done the due diligence. So you just have to join and the tickets are not so big. So please contact us. The money will serve to deploy our network and maintain leadership in Europe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Share My Space. We are now going to welcome on stage Sirius. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So, hi everyone, I'm Antoine Fourcade. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Sirius Space Services. So, Sirius is a space company developing sustainable access to space. So, we are a Paris-based startup. We are 70% at the moment in the company. So, basically, what are we doing at Sirius? We are developing a range of launcher capable of placing into orbit payload between 175 to 1 ton. And so we have one concept. We are using the first stage as a boosters. And with this, we can have 3 levels of performance. Sirius 1, which have 175. Sirius 13 for 3 times the first stage, which has 600 kilos. And Sirius 15, which have 1 ton of performance. We want to develop sustainable access to space. And what means sustainable access to space? It's come with reusability. We are developing in the long term 100% reusable launcher. And we will start with the first attempt of going to orbit with the first stage utilization. Also, we use biomethane. We have as biomethane to go to orbit for our engine. Also, we want to have a unique price for all of our launchers. When you will be a customer, You won't choose if you will go on Sirius 1 or 13. You will choose to go out on orbit on one day. And us, a few days before the launch, we will do a pairing meeting to choose the best launches. And this will allow us to have an 85% filling ratio. So basically, what is Sirius? Sirius is a two-stage launcher. On the first stage, you have 9 stars engine. And on the second stage, you have 1-star engine. We are developing in turn our own engine. You can see it on next booth. And so it's an additive metal engine. And also on the other hand, we use a lot of cost components to decrease the price of development of the launchers and the part of the price of operation. We target a really aggressive price between 10 to 50K per kilo and since the first launch. Where are we now at Sirius? So we started the company in 2020. In 2021, we additive manufacturer our first engine, a subscale of 5 kilonewton. We did a few tests in 2022 and we secured our first ignition. In 2023, a few months before, we manufactured the biggest part of additive metal manufacturers in France, and we ignited a few months ago. And now we are moving with a lot of confidence to our maiden flight for Sirius 1, which is planned in 2025, and will follow in 2026 and 2027, the maiden flight of Sirius 13 and 15. And in 2030, we plan to have a launch rate of 1 launch per month. So thank you very much for your attention. If you want to come to discuss with us, we are on the GFAS booth, and you can see the initial of engine here.
Thank you, Sirius. And now we are going to welcome Akeros.
Hi everyone, I'm Wendy. I'm the CEO of the company Akeros. So the adventure for us began in 2016. Our aim, our goal was to orchestrate the robotic diversity. But how did we do that? So we've created a product, a software platform, which is called Easy, for intelligent systems interoperability. And our product is composed of 2 parts. So as you can see here on the cube, an Easy Core, which is the core of our solution, of our platform, and some Easy Connect. The Easy Connect are going to make able the collaboration between heterogeneous systems, robotic ones, and is composed of modular or flexible features. So if we take an example of Industry 4.0, here is an example in the factory. So as I said, you have many different heterogeneous systems, robotic ones, but not only hardware. You can have also software, different ones, like ERP, MES, and manual stations. And the added value of the product is to enable schedule of tasks and steps. And also we provide an intuitive and unique interfaces to the operators and administrators. So as you can see here, you have more details about what's inside the Easy Core. So of course, the major and the most important feature is the production line manager. And then you, as I said before, also have the Easy Connects, which enable to factories and producers to add systems seamlessly into existing environments. So I'll be very happy to show you some use cases. And if you want to have further information about the product, we're just here. So just come back to us. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Akeros. Thank you all on the behalf of the SIAE. Thank you again for attending this meeting. Just for you to know, Start Me Up, it's twice or 3rd time per day. So there is one pitch session at 10:30 a.m., one other at 3:30 a.m., one other at 4 or 4:30. Stay for some time with us every day. So we'll be very keen to see you tomorrow. I wish you a good end of the day. Bye-bye.